Everything in this video can be found on a public domain, and the full disclaimers down below.
Hey, welcome to the Danger Zone, Miss Ashley. I wish you lots of love and many blessings your way. Does anybody else find it hilarious that Harry and Meghan have decided that they are on maternity and paternity leave for the next 4 months? The media is making a huge deal out of the fact that he just stepped out of paternity leave to make a massive announcement. His huge announcement was all about the Invictus Games in 2023 being held in Germany. No big deal. I'd like to know what in the world they're taking leave from exactly. I get it's just a rough life when you live in 10 bedrooms and 16 bathrooms and take private jets everywhere, lounge about and swim, play tennis and go shopping, spend money and collect donations. I understand it can get very stressful. I think I'd be exhausted. Wouldn't you? Not too awful tired, though. Listen to this. They're now going after the BBC legally, but they're not the only ones. The BBC's worked with the royal family for years upon years. They're privy to inside information. They have a pretty good, set of royal sources. And these royal insiders told the BBC the Queen never knew they were going to use the name Lilibet. She didn't even know the child was here until everybody else did. The royal family congratulated Harry and Meghan online and in the media, and they did so an hour and a half after the announcement was made to the public. And that timestamp is there, and that explains every bit of this. It would seem like if they had known earlier, they would have probably congratulated them closer to the time the announcement was made. And the royal insider was adamant that the Queen had no clue at all whatsoever the name Lilibet was going to be used. And doing their job as journalists in the media, the BBC gathered that information and put it out there. And of course, Harry and Meghan had to whip out their threats to the BBC, saying, look, you either retract that information or we're going to court. Through their mouthpiece, Omid Scobie, Harry and Meghan released a message. And they totally tell on themselves in this message through Omid. And I want to say thank you to my sweet friend for pointing that out. A Sussex source says that the Queen was the first family Harry called after Lilibet's birth. And during that conversation, he shared the couple's hope of naming their daughter in her honor. Hope of naming their daughter in her honor. Had she not been supportive, they would not have used that name. And put yourself in the Queen's situation, okay? So your grandson calls you up and says, hey, I just had a baby girl. I would love to name her after you, to honor you. So you say your goodbyes, you hang up the phone, and you think nothing else of it. You go and tell the rest of the family, he's going to name the child after me. Because after all, that's what he implied. He implied he's going to name that child after you, not a nickname that was very personal and private between you and your family. And did you guys notice that he hoped that she would be okay and supportive with the use of her name? Not, we asked her and she said a definite yes. So it was just another manipulative move on their ends. And yet he has the audacity to go after BBC with threats of legal suits. And the BBC are not the only ones receiving these lawsuit threats. They're also threatening Buckingham Palace or the royal staff, the insiders that gave that information to the BBC. And by doing that, it feels like to me, he's trying to twist his granny's arm behind her back and make her come out and verbally say, oh, I gave them permission, they had all my support, blah, 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 when that never happened. Allegedly. My buddy Jay said word on the street is, hey, Harry's not even spoken to his family since Prince Philip's funeral service. And he acted completely bratty while he was there. My buddy told me it was like he was trying to antagonize a reaction out of William in front of everybody, which is another video for another day, but we'll definitely talk about it. You know how Meghan made such a big deal out of the fact that her mom has kept her mouth shut all of this time? Now it seems as if she's had a slip up recently. She went and told somebody that Oprah has ridden her back all of this time, trying to bribe her into getting Meghan to sit down and do an interview with her. This ticked Oprah off so bad, y'all, that she totally popped off on Doria. She said, I don't have to bribe anybody for an interview. I don't have to bribe Meghan or anybody else. I was just trying to be nice to Doria. There was no bribery involved. My goodness, Megan would thump her mama right to the curb next to her daddy for Oprah. She already thinks she's way too good for her mom. You could totally see it in her face here. She got so mad at her mom for butting in, and then gives her the old up and down. Who would look at their mama that way? Speaking of threats and her family, her dad recently came out saying, look, I need to meet my grandchildren before my life's over, and if it doesn't happen in the near future, I'm going to go ahead and start releasing some dirty laundry about Harry and Meghan's marriage. Take him at this point. However, desperate people do desperate things. But he's made threats similar to this in the past, and he went totally ghost. So, who knows what'll happen. But here's my thing. If he's not been active in their life, how does he know anything dirty about their marriage unless Doria's the one telling him stuff? She has to vent to somebody, and they're still civil. They're still, pretty good friends is what I've always known. Why wouldn't she vent to him? I appreciate you being here with me, and I hope you're having a good day. I'll see you soon, and we'll talk fast. Y'all stay safe and be blessed.